Nothing changes.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Trunks, and I'm coming at you guys with week 3 of the CWL Light Archer Outlaws. We went up against AnduneWar, and as you guys can see from here, it was a very close war. 21 3-stars for our side to their 19. The difference coming out to being Town Hall 11 dip triples. I'm going to go ahead and show these were the 6 packs for this war. We had Demo 4-5, Big Einstein, myself, Diablo, and Reaper, all coming with 6 packs this war. I'm going to start off showing a Town Hall 11 dip on the Town Hall 10 coming from Reaper. This guy has been crushing it. He has been perfect so far this season with 6 3-star dips. Every single war, he has got it for us. As you can see, he's going to start off, get a couple golems down, get some witches down behind those, and then have some bowlers behind. Start a big wide funnel with all of the point defense on the outside being tanked. And then he's just going to get a jump into the first Inferno Tower, come in with the rest of his bowlers, Queen, Grand Warden, and his Barb King all following in the group to the core. He's going to have a few witches go down each side of the base and clear out the sides, and as his troops get in that core, he's going to go ahead, pop that Grand Warden ability, keep all those bowlers and witches up at full health as they enter that core. Hound comes out of the clan castle, and he gets a poison down so that the balloon is taken out. Barb King gets all the way across the base as he's got the bowlers behind, gets a rage down for them, and they are going to rip through that wall and finally get into that top Inferno. Queen is working on the top side still with a few of those bowlers and witches, and then the queen, the enemy queen on the bottom side, actually gets caught up on a few witches on the skellies, and they are able to eventually take her out. And then in the core, the middle of the base is pretty much taken down by those remaining witches that are in there. They are still working, end up finishing off those lava pups. And at the same time, he has that group with the queen and the bowlers and the witches coming around from the top side to go ahead and finish off this base. But big shout out to Reaper coming in with the 6-pack once again. Coming up big for us in this war. Keep it going, man. Coming up next, we'll jump right in. We have Max coming in. He's going to start off with the Stone Gobaho. Gets 2 golems down on the outside mortars and then gets a bunch of wizards down behind just to create a nice large wide funnel. Gets a few extra wizards up on the top side to get through that town hall quicker. And then he's going to come in with a jump leading right into the queen compartment and then follow it up with a 3rd golem. His Barb King, his Queen, and then some Clan Castle bowlers. They're going to get right in there. He's got 1 poison for the Queen to slow her down. Gets a 2nd poison down on the Clan Castle, and then gets a rage down right there in the core. Has a 2nd jump leading his golems right across the base, and the bowlers and Queen just rip right through the core of the base. Queen stands behind those golems and is able to just basically pick off the core of the base. And then he's going to come with some hogs from the top side, gets them coming in at multiple locations so that way he minimizes the splash coming in from everywhere, gets a heal down on the top side, and then that queen, she's barely taking any damage at all, if any at all. She's going to step up and just start picking off the skeleton trap that is following the hogs. And then the hogs, he's coming in with more on the bottom, has a giant down in front of them just to tank surgically. And they're going to work their way right around to the top side. Queen is still working. He's got a golem still in there, I believe, with full health. And then he comes in with a balloon on the backside and ends up getting taken out actually by a Seeking Air Mine. Doesn't do much, but as you can see at this point, this base is pretty much done. 3-star for Max. Next up, we have WopK coming in. He's going to start off with 2 golems on the top side and then get a bunch of wizards down behind to create another large wide funnel. King steps out and then he gets his Queen down and his Barb King down to take out that enemy Barb King, and then gets a jump down, just leading his troops right into that Queen. Goes ahead, pops the ability. Clan Castle comes out. He gets a poison down on that, and then the bowlers and Queen are going to step up behind the golems with a rage down. They're going to take down that dragon, and Clan Castle deal with it pretty easily. And then he's got 2 air defenses standing right there beside the Queen that his group is able to get down. He's going to come in with a few hounds on the top side and then get a haste spell down to quickly get into that wizard tower and the archer tower. And then the queen is basically still working on the inside of the base. Comes in with a few more balloons on the bottom side as well. Gets another haste down, so he's able to get into the first air defense on that top side. Has a heal down for the Tesla farm. And then the queen eventually is going to get through that wall and step up and take out the last air defense. And at this point, he's got plenty of balloons to work over to the backside of this base. The Expo on the top side is being tanked by that golem. He's got the cleanup down on the top side at 9 o'clock already working. And the queen's just going to step up and start picking off some of those air skellies that are locked onto his balloons. And then she finishes off taking off that Expo. And at this point, you can pretty much see cleanup is down and that base is cooked. And then we're coming in with the man right now. He's been stepping up big for us. We have Demo 4-5. I'm going to go ahead and show you actually both of his attacks for the 6-pack. On this one, he's going to start off with a few golems on the top side. As you can see, he's very patient on this one while he waits for his funnel to develop. He has a baby dragon on the bottom side, wizards on the top side. That initial golem that you see that he puts down actually ends up being popped. But as you can see, he's got a very nice funnel made, and he comes in with a third golem. Very smart move. If he drops that jump spell sooner, the golem walks into the base and then ends up taking actually more defense. So by waiting and letting that golem pop, he ends up actually having a ton of troops and tanking once he gets into the core of the base. Gets those bowlers in there. Gets a rage down for him. Queen's in the back just picking off the outside towers. And then she's going to redirect right back into the core of the base as a second jump, leading his troops right into that enemy queen and to the other side of the base. Queen finishes off the lava pups, and then at this point he's going to go ahead and just start coming in with a bunch of groups of hogs on the bottom side. Gets a heal down right in that big box compartment, usually where the big bombs are at, and overlaps it enough so that way it is healing the hogs on the bottom side as they work through that wizard tower. And then he comes in surgical with some more hogs on the backside. Gets that giant down so that way it tanks the point defense while the hogs work across the base. At this point, he's basically completely demolished the base. He's getting the cleanup down on the bottom side, opposite of where the hogs are ending. They go ahead, finish off that Barb King, and as you can see, this one's going to be a 3-star in the bags for the Archer Outlaws. We'll go ahead and jump into the final replay. As I said, it's going to be Demo 4-5 coming in with his second 3-star, finishing off with the 6-pack. He gets a balloon down on that bottom side mortar to go ahead, take that out, and then get some nice funneling for him. Gets the wizards down on the bottom side behind that golem, and then he comes in with a golem on the top side, wizard, and a baby dragon just to go ahead and get through those high hit point buildings on the top side. Sends down the test wall breaker, and then brings in his final wall breakers to go ahead, get that wall open, has a third golem, and all of his golems are redirecting right down to the bottom side where he wants. Has the Barb King, Queen, and bowlers all going in. Poison down to go ahead and slow down that clan castle. Gets the rage down. They're going to go ahead and work right through this bottom compartment, and then he has a jump connecting his troops right to that enemy queen. They're going to get right up into that top compartment and go ahead and take everything out. Queen's working behind all of the troops. He's got those golems out front tanking, and then the golems go to the top side, but then he has the Barb King still on the top, or tanking for his troops. Bowlers are picking off a few extra buildings, and then he's going to come in with some hogs on the bottom side. It's that Barb King out in front, still tanking those point defenses with the Queen working behind it. Loses a few hogs to the spring traps, but he's going to go ahead and bring in a few additional ones to go ahead and pick off that last archer tower. And then the rest of his hogs he's starting to bring around. Still has a heal in hand. He's going to go ahead, get that down as his troops are working through the last few point defense buildings on the top side. He's able to get that cannon down, and then he's coming right out of that heal spell into the final point defense with full health hogs. Barely has any health on that cannon, and he's able to finish it off. And then he's just got the mortar left, which isn't going to do much. Cleanup is already working on the bottom side and coming around towards the top side of the base. But at this point, he's got plenty of time to go ahead, finish off the 3-star. Coming in with a good week, though. Archer Outlaws sitting at 3-0. Very nice position so far to start off the season, pretty strong. We're going to go ahead and have more recaps, though, coming for the remaining wars that we have for you guys. So if you guys like to see anything specific, I'll try to keep an eye out. Leave the comments down in the bottom. But until next time, guys, this is Trunk signing out.